Hello everybody, it's Tanis with H&H Sign Supply. A new time and a new day this week with my weekly live videos, and I have been absent for the last few weeks because of winter weather. So we are located here in Western Kentucky, and we received ice and snow and the roads were treacherous. We had to close for 4 days. And it's just been a crazy couple of weeks. But now the weather is up to more normal. It's kind of rainy. We've had some really warm days, like in the 60s. So 1 week we're 60s. The week before we were at 0 degrees. So it's typical Midwest weather. So I am back on track. I've had to change my weekly live day to Fridays because my son started school 4 days a week. He was on a hybrid schedule where he did some from home and some at school, but now he's in school 4 days a week, which is a great thing. And so I had to adjust accordingly. So if you are one of our regulars that tried to catch it on the live, then mark that as Fridays at 2 o'clock Central. So we are going to do a St. Patrick's Day project today, and I did this a couple of years ago. I bought this Shamrock, and I'm pretty sure I got it from Hobby Lobby. You can get these pre-cut shapes. It's just like a thin press board. And what I did was I covered it with one of our outdoor vinyls and then added the graphic. We're going to do the exact same thing, but on the back side, but we're going to use a different pattern. We're going to use this pattern, and we're going to use this font. So I'm going to show you guys how to cover this Shamrock with the outdoor vinyl and then apply the graphic to make it your own. So you can paint these, or you could cover them with our vinyl. Possibilities are endless. So I'm going to show you how to do that, but I also really quick wanted to talk about the advantage of our pattern vinyl. So we print our patterns here at H&H Sign Supply. We print it on outdoor vinyl and heat transfer vinyl. The outdoor vinyl, it comes in 12 and 24 inches. It's sold by the continuous foot, and we laminate that, which makes it lasts longer outdoors, so it has UV protection, and also the laminate will help with abrasion. So our vinyl would be great if you were going to put it on the back glass of your car, so it's going to help with the fading from the sun. And then if you're going to put it on a cup or your cell phone case, that laminate is going to help with the abrasion. I know I've seen a lot of customers over the years complain about pattern vinyl where the ink will rub off if they put it on their cell phone or on a cup. Ours should not do that, and it should last much, much longer. So thank you everybody for joining me. I'm going to go ahead and get started. See, so Jamie is helping me today with some links. Jamie, make sure you put in there that next week we will be having a sale. It's going to be on our site starting next week. And stay tuned to our Facebook page, and also if you are on our emailing list, sign up and be watching your inbox, because we'll give the details of that coupon code. Let me see if I can flip my screen. That Shamrock's almost too big to fit in the picture. Let me pull this up. Maybe that'll help. Okay, so what I have found over the years of trying to do this is, for me, I like for it to be taped down to the surface as much as possible. I did not bring any masking tape over here, so I'm hoping that this transfer tape will help hold it enough just so it doesn't move around. But it doesn't look like it's going to hold that well. I forgot my masking tape. So I do my live video in a building that we rent next door. Like, we rent it for storage, so we have boxes and basically just boxes over here. And I've got a little corner set up where I do my live videos, so unless it's over here, and if I forget it, then I just have to do without it because I can't go next door and get it. So tape for me, you might find a better way to do this yourself, but I like to tape down the edges just to keep it from moving around. And then we're gonna take the vinyl, and we kind of want to make sure, because this has a pattern on it, we don't want the pattern turned a funny way on the Shamrock. So I'm just going to kind of make sure that it is where I think I want it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to tape it down the center. And this is called a hinged method. So you're basically making a hinge on the vinyl. And we're going to peel back the backing on one side. We're just going to peel it back. And we're going to cut the backing paper. Make sure you don't get too close to this, like where the paper, where you fold it over, because sometimes it can get hard to cut, or like little fibers might come off and get down underneath that vinyl, and so it's going to show that mark there. So I'm going to remove this piece of tape here, remove the tape. I'm going to lift it with one hand and I'm going to squeegee with the other. I'm gonna wrap, I don't have my felt squeegee, so I'm gonna wrap this squeegee in a paper towel. Just hopefully maybe it'll keep from getting so many scuff marks on the print. Now that you have that side squeegeed, you want to remove the rest of the paper backing from the vinyl. And remove the tape from the Shamrock. And then just from the center, finish squeegeeing. All right, so once I have that squeegee down, then I can lift that up. And so now we want to cut around the edges of the shamrock. I'm gonna actually take scissors and just cut off this excess so it's not in the way. Okay, let me see if I have any questions here. All right, no questions yet. So then you want to just take a box knife or an X-Acto knife, whatever type of knife you prefer. And you want to make sure that it's sharp. I'm not sure how sharp mine is. But you're basically just going to go around the edge. Can't get it started. There we go. Once you get it started, it should cut like butter as long as your knife is sharp. If your knife is not sharp, then you're going to have some problems. I got it started that way. Now I can't get it started this way. There we go. Well, guys, I'm having difficult times here. I usually use a different blade. This knife is what I have, and it is a new blade, but for some reason it's not doing a great job for me. So now, okay, so what I'm doing is I'm just hanging it over the edge. I don't think you guys can see that in the video, but I'm just hanging it over the edge and cutting as I go. And it's not perfect, but I don't think you guys really want to watch me get this perfect, because that could take a while. I'm going to have to trim and trim and trim. But you get the idea. You want to trim around the edges, and you want it to be as clean as possible, because you want it to look like you didn't apply vinyl. You want it to look like that's the way it came. And so just trim around the edges, and then make sure that your blade is nice and sharp. This blade is actually a little shorter than what I like. I have a much longer blade that I should have brought over here, but I thought that this one was going to work just fine, and I was wrong. So just cut around the edges, and then we're gonna go on top, and as soon as I get this trimmed good enough, we're gonna go on top and we're gonna add the graphic, and then we're gonna have a finished shamrock. But if I didn't have technical difficulties during my lives, it just wouldn't be the same. If you're new, welcome. And if you've been around a little while, thank you for coming back. But you know that I don't always produce a perfect live video. I just don't. That's just how it is with me. And I'm okay with that because I make plenty of mistakes. And you guys can learn from my mistakes on what not to do. So, what not to do is don't forget to grab masking tape rather than transfer tape. And don't forget to get a longer blade, because for me, a longer blade works a little bit better for this. So you can get those retractable box knives. Those are nice. You can get them for just a couple of bucks at Walmart. You can get them at a hardware store. We even sell them on our website. You can use an X-Acto blade. Lots of different things. Or if you were really talented, you could just tuck it over and not trim around the edge, but you would still have to trim it some. So. Alright, so I'm almost done. Like I said, I'm having trouble with my blade. So I'm not going to make it exactly perfect because you guys can see the finished product on this side. But on this side, you can see where I trimmed the most of it. I'm going to go back later and trim it much closer. But now we're going to apply the graphic. And the word lucky is in chrome. You can find that on our site under holographic and specialty. And the color is emerald green chrome. The transfer tape I'm going to use is our tape AT65. It is a clear tape and it comes in up to 48 inches, so anywhere from 1 to 48 inches, and it comes in a 50 yard and a 100 yard. It is a high tack, and it seems to work pretty well with most vinyls. So I'm going to get the transfer tape on there, and then we're going to apply that to the Shamrock. Make sure you squeeze it really well. And what I like to do is flip it over and peel the backing from the tape rather than peel the tape from the backing. And see how nice that picked up? It just picked up almost perfectly. So now for this, I'm just going to eyeball where I think I would want it to go. So now I have one side is, the pattern is Irish Argyle, and the other side is Irish Tartan. The letter Lucky, or the vinyl with Lucky, is the FDC 3700 in the gold. So all I have to do is finished trimming the edges nicely, I can poke the hole through and put a string, and I could swap that out from side to side. Does anybody have any questions? Let's see if there's any questions. Let's see, I have one that says, going through all of them here. Teresa says, it's such a cute idea. Yes, you can get those blanks at Hobby Lobby for just a few dollars, and then you can customize them and make them your own. Did y'all get any more blank items? Can you elaborate a little bit more on that, Justin, on what blank items you're asking for? If you're asking for blanks to apply vinyl to, those are sold in our showroom only. We don't sell those online. We just placed an order for some blanks. I'm not sure if you're talking about the Evansville store or Sturgis, but we just placed an order for some blanks and we should have those next week. So if you can jump back on real quick and tell me specifically what it is you're looking for, then I can let you know if we have that on order. So does anybody have any questions? It's super easy to do the hinge method. For me, the biggest thing is just to make sure that it's taped down well to your surface. I'm going to trim around the edges. I will post a picture of it, and I'm going to give just a couple of more seconds to see if Justin replies. I appreciate everybody jumping on today and watching. If you have ideas of what you would like to see me do on a video, please let me know. If you have any questions about ordering or about an item, you can send us an email through our website, or you can give us a call. Okay, well, perhaps Justin has hopped off. If he decides that he wants to ask about that, he can always comment below. All right, guys, thank you for watching. Have a great weekend. Remember, my time now, for the time being, is going to be Fridays at 2 o'clock Central. Have a good weekend. We supply, you create.